Welcome back, SurfNav. This is still Walt, and in this video, we're going to be converting our departure zone time from our op box off the coast of Hawaii into GMT. So we're going to need to, based off of our longitude, figure out what time zone our ship is keeping, do some math to apply that zone description, and that will give us GMT, or Greenwich Mean Time, of our departure. So let's jump right into it. So first off, let's write down our given information. We need to depart at 11:30 zone time on 11 November 2023. The first thing that we need to do is convert this zone time into GMT, because the math becomes much easier if we do all of our math in GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. The first step of that is to figure out 11:30 zone time on 11 November 2023. What is that in Zulu? And you can either say Zulu or GMT just to keep it consistent across the board here. We're going to use GMT. We go back to the problem, we see that we were told that we're in an op box off the Hawaii coast. And we also give a lat long right there. Since we're underway, not a port or anywhere near a port, not at Anchorage or anything like that, we're going to figure out our zone description based off of our longitude. Just like in SurfNav, we teach you, if you're in a port, or if you're departing from a port, or you're arriving at a port, or an Anchorage or anything like that, anytime you need to interact with those port authorities, you need to be using their civil time, whatever time they use, and that's based off of politics, not off of longitude. Here, since we're off the coast of Hawaii and we're in an op box, we're just going to use what zone description we should be in based off of our longitude. So let's go ahead, we're going to take this latitude, longitude, and really just the longitude. We're going to figure out what zone description we should be in. And that's the same way that you're going to be doing it on your ship. Once you're underway, you're going to shift to whatever zone description you're in based off your longitude. If you're going to a port, then as soon as you enter that port, or if you need to pick up a pilot, you will be using their civil time. So let's take a look. Based off of this, our position in that op box, we're going to use a piece of it, this longitude, to figure out what zone description we should be using. So let's write that in here. Our longitude is currently 158 degrees, 28 minutes west. To figure out what zone description we should be in, we're going to take that and we're going to divide it by 15 degrees, because each time zone is made up of 15 degrees of longitude. Now, unfortunately, we can't put these minutes into a calculator, so what we're going to need to do first is convert those minutes to degrees. Let's do that over here. 28 minutes divided by 60 minutes, because each degree is made up of 60 minutes. And that gives us an answer, so we're going to plug it into our calculator, of 0.47 degrees. So 28 minutes is equivalent to 0.47 degrees. So we're going to take that 28 minutes and we're actually going to erase it. We're going to erase that and we're going to replace that with 0.47 degrees. So now we've expressed our longitude as 158.47 degrees of westerly longitude. That's the exact same number as 158 degrees, 28 minutes west. But now we can put this number into a calculator. So now we do a little bit of math in our calculator. 158.47 degrees divided by 15, and we get 10.56. When we're looking for zone descriptions, we're going to round this to the nearest whole number, which means that our zone description is 11. The last thing we need to do is figure out whether it's plus or minus. We do that by looking at, well, if we're in the westerly hemisphere, we're always going to be plus. So our zone description is plus 11. That is what we're going to set our clocks to since we're underway. And just to keep my math organized, I'm actually going to move it up here because I'm going to need to use that to do some math in just a few minutes. Now that we know the zone description, we can use our ditty. We're going from local to Zulu, L to Z, so we're going to let it be. That means we're going to take our zone descriptor up here and just let it be. We're going to add 11 hours to our zone time to get Zulu. So we'll do that over here. We're going to add those 11 hours and 0 minutes. Just remember that for our time, we have hours over here and we have minutes over here. We'll do some math. 30 plus 0 is 30. 11 plus 11 is 22. So we're going to depart at 22:30 GMT on 11 November 2023. Luckily for us, our hours and minutes not go over to the next day, so we don't need to change the next day. So this tells us that we're going to depart our box off the coast of Hawaii at 22:30 GMT on 11 November 2023. So there we go. Step 1 complete. We converted our departure zone time into GMT and determined that we will leave our box at 22:30 GMT on 11 November 2023. In our next video, we'll do some time speed distance calculations to figure out how long it'll take us to transit from our box to Vladivostok.